You're listening to the Future Tech Podcast with Richard Jacobs. Future technologies such as artificial intelligence, stem cells, 3D printing, gene editing, Bitcoin, blockchain, the microbiome, quantum computing, virtual reality, and exploring space are much closer than you might think. In fact, many early versions of these technologies are in play right now, and the companies that are using these technologies are the focus of this podcast. My goal for you, the listener, is to learn from these podcasts. You may very well learn something that may change the course of your life for the better, steer you towards a new career, or give you insight into addressing a thorny medical problem. Remember, this podcast and its content is informational in nature only. No medical, tax, legal, financial, or psychological advice is being given. If you enjoyed the podcast, please listen, subscribe, like, and tell your friends about it. Thank you. Hello, this is Richard Jacobs with the Future Tech Podcast. My guest is Jeremy Liu. He's the CEO of Jarvish, Jarvish. I'm talking to him all the way from Taiwan. Jeremy, thanks for coming. How you doing?
Hi. Thank you for having me here, Rich.
Yeah.
It's early morning here in Taiwan.
Yeah, I looked. It's here in Texas. It's 5:30 p.m., but it's 6:30 a.m. where you are. So.
Right.
Okay, well, thank you for getting up so early. So tell me about Jarvish. Yeah, tell me about Jarvish. What's the premise of the company?
Well, I think you can already tell from the name of the company. Actually, Jarvish is actually inspired by the inventor Tony Stark from Iron Man movie. So we started the company because of Tony Stark.
That's cool.
Real story. Thank you. And because we came from Taiwan, so when we started the company, we thought, well, how we can build a product that's not going to be copied by the mainland China, and that needs to be a product where we have the home market advantage, and also we really want to do something that Iron Man does, and that is smart mask. So that's the reason we start from smart motorcycle helmet.
Yeah, I don't ride very much, but I've ridden a few times. And when you put it on, yes, it protects your head, but it's very hard to see around you and very hard to hear. So it's good, but it's also very bad and very insulating.
Right, and this is something that we want to improve. So, of course, when you wear the helmet, it's just for some reason, and the safety is always on the top, because you are actually riding, and sometimes you're riding high speed. So humor and comfort, that will come into the second priorities, but safety is always the top.
Right.
So when we design a helmet, we want the helmet to be 100% safe. So that's the first principle. And then we would like to improve the comfort, how we can improve the comfort when the rider is wearing the helmet. So there's a couple of things that in the future that we are already trying to improve the level of comfort for our riders.
Well, what are you doing to improve the safety right now? What's different about your helmet?
Well, the thing is about the helmet is all about the homologations. The standard is already there because the traditional helmet has been there for like 100 years. So they have a very strict kind of homologations for you to pass. So to enter this kind of business require a very high safety barrier. We first need to make a very strong helmet that is a real motorcycle helmet. So we don't create another kind of a new helmet from the scratch. So we take the helmet from the shell that is already certified with ECE and DOT homologations. So the helmet itself is already very strong. And then we build our electronics inside and we submit again to those authorities and to pass the DOT, ECE, and even JS homologations.
Well, what do you put into the helmet? Okay, that's good. You started with the traditional helmet. It's passed all safety. Well, what additional features have you added?
We add sensors, firstly, because we want the riders to be aware of its situation, to increase the situational awareness for the riders. And we add the camera, a built-in camera inside. We don't want to do like a GoPro-like gadget for the riders, for safety reason. So we want the camera to be built in. And also we want a very crystal clear sound system because we want to create a very strong voice command system inside the helmet for our riders.
Mm.
So those are the technology that we do inside. But most importantly, as what it is for Ironman suits, the engineering source, the energy source, it's the most important things. And we use 100% non-explosive solid-state ceramic batteries inside the helmet. So when we test the helmet, we specifically test the part we have these solid-state battery. We put the helmet like 3 meter high, and we do the drop test in the area, in the parts that we have that where we install the battery, and we pass the test. And this is how strict it is for us to create a smart helmet for our riders.
All right. So what do these sensors allow you to do?
Well, this, the things we want to create is we want to create a wearable product for our customer when their hands are not free. So, and we want to maximize the human-machine interactions. So those sensors are, the common one is the GPS, gyroscopes, but we build our own algorithm inside. So we're able to detect if, firstly, for example, right now we're able to detect if the rider is having like a crash. So we're able to detect in very high accuracy if the rider is having a crash and having accidents. And the helmet will pick up the signals. And there's then a lot of follow-up actions we can do. For example, we can then call the ambulance or having the care center to call the rider, see how the rider is, and even to call the next of kin to inform them where the rider is having an accident in very precise locations.
That's great. Yeah, in case they're unconscious or worse, police can be called.
Yes. And of course, in the future, there is the biosensors to detect if the rider is having, for example, what's the heart rate. And based on those bio data, we'll be able to, help the rider to see if there's any problem when they are riding in long hours and high speed. So this kind of bio informations is what we're going to provide for the riders in the future.
What about a camera so you can see behind you or, enhanced vision in front of you?
Yes. For the camera, we have a system that is able to support the dual camera. People understand, they want the rear view camera because they want to see what's actually behind them. But people sometimes don't understand why we put a front camera. So the reason we put the front camera is when you're riding, sometimes you're not riding in a very clear vision environment. There is like very foggy weather or raining weather, and you cannot see. So we put a very high resolution camera in front of you. The reason is we want to capture the high resolution video. And through the broadband communications, so right now it's through the smartphones, and it's 4G. In the future, we actually now trying the 5G with T-Mobile on the 5G downgoing. So those high-resolution video will be then transmitted to the cloud, and we have the Jarvish cloud. We are still right now under developing, able to capture and analyze the video that is captured in real time.
Okay.
And we will then analyze for the riders what's actually happening around them, even if then they cannot see very clearly, and tell them what might be wrong in front of them. So that's the purpose we put the front camera for building inside the helmet.
So what kind of things can you see in front of you that you need a camera to see? What can it do for you?
Firstly, we need to capture the video, make sure that those are the high-resolution video. And then we will having our algorithm to analyze those high-resolution videos. We're now trying to train our AI to see if they're able to identify objects, passengers, or large vehicles that is hidden or hide inside the blind points. With those informations that include the GPS informations.
Okay.
So we're able to we'd like to create a cloud system that even predict in the future the route of the large vehicles that might be in front of the motorcycles.
So, yeah, what if it's raining or if it's dark outside? What will the camera be able to see or in bad conditions?
Well, we are able to remove the raindrop from the video.
Really?
We are able to see through the fog from the video. So that is some kind of things that the rider cannot see on the spot. But we can see from the cloud once we receive that high resolution videos. So firstly, again, is to receive the information, and then we analyze, identify, and then tell the rider what's going to happen in front of them.
Okay. Does it look? Does this take the place of their normal vision, or is it like augmented and overlaid over their normal vision?
No, because that require the standard forbid us to doing that. We need the rider to have a very clear vision at all times. So what we can do is we analyze those videos and we tell or we warn the riders by audio.
Okay.
And we have a retractable head-up display, and so it's transparent. It's the same kind of technologies nowadays they use in HoloLens. So it's transparent, and the information is actually project in front of your eyes. So you feel like the images is floating in front of you. So if you wear HoloLenses, you will know, you will have the feeling. You will know it's the same kind of technology we're using in our helmet. And it is retractable. So when you don't need them, you can voice control them and retract inside the helmet. So we not only provide the audio information, we try to also enhance on the visual part.
Okay, that's very cool. What other features or sensors? I read on the website it's integrated with Amazon Alexa, or it's integrated with what is it integrated with?
Right now we are already integrated with Siri, and we have already integrated with OK Google. And right now we want to integrate with Alexa for some reason, because Alexa allowed us to create our own Alexa skills. So we now create our own AI, parking in Amazon cloud. So in the future, we'd like to make that into some kind of Alexa skills and provide as an option for our riders to choose. We now use OK Google for navigation, but we are partnered with Here Technologies, the world's second largest mapping company. So eventually, we'd like to provide our own navigation software. And we are working with Alexa, so they can get access to, for example, the music list that our customer has at home. They can also enjoy it when they're having the ride. And there's a bunch of things we hope in the future they can do. For example, when they do the ride, there will be a lot of reminders that can remind them the action. And also they can even in the future, knowing what's going on at home if they want to, and control devices at home. So this is part of the IoT environments.
But how do you provide functionality without distraction? If you let people, surf the internet or something from their helmet, for instance, wouldn't it distract them? Like, how do you know what to include?
What we do is we provide the options, but it's not mandatory. So we leave the choice for our customer, our riders, to decide if they want to retract the information at any time they want. But of course, we recommend them not to do it when they're riding high speed. We want to shut down the system when they're riding over, for example, 150 kilometers per hour or even 100 kilometers per hour. But from our experiences, our customers strongly against that. So we leave the choice to our customer to complete in the Jarvish app that is installed in their mobile phone.
Okay. So do you have helmets that are being used right now, or what stage are you at?
Right now, we have already created the helmets for our customers in Taiwan. We created helmets for police stations, police departments. We also built the smart helmets for our Ministry of Defense, emergency services, and we have already shipped more than 5,000 of smart helmets in Taiwan for motorcycles.
That's very cool. So,
Thank you.
what's ahead for the next year? You said you want to work on comfort. What else?
For the next year, we will, of course, finish all the integrations and start the shipment of the SAR. That is the world's first retractable AR smart helmets. And the second thing is we want to work with companies that is able to provide the customizations for our customers. For example, for the interior, the inner liners for our customer. Because most of the time, our customers feel uncomfortable because the helmet is not 100% fit. And there's a reason for that, because when the manufacturer build the helmet, there's only certain kind of sizes they can do.
Really?
And they don't know the exact shape. Yes, there's only like small, medium, large,
Why?
up to triple X large, because of economic scales.
Oh, okay.
They need to create the mode, right, in order to amortize and sell it and amortize the expenses on the molding. So the customer feel uncomfortable because the inner liners is not 100% fit them. So we're working with a company that.
Yeah, you know what you could do is you could have the helmet of certain sizes, but the liner could be thicker or thinner, and then you could have some customized helmets,
Yes, but that require a lot of, try and errors. So people normally buy the helmet in the shop. And if they don't have their sizes, they will, start thinking, where they can get the alternative. So what we want to do is we are working with a company, a U.S. company, that is able to scan the size, the head size of the user, and pass the information and to the factory, and actually do the 3D printing of the inner liner.
Okay.
Right now, the EPS is made of the mold that is, that you can only have certain sizes. But what we want to do, we want to print the EPS by carbon.
Makes sense. Okay.
And we have a fully customized inner liners for the riders according to their head shape and also according to their face.
Nice. And have you prototyped these? Are these prototyped yet? And are people trying them?
Yep. We cannot announce them yet because once we announce, people will all request that. But right now we are still in the prototyping stage. So these services would hopefully be launched by middle of next year.
That's very cool.
Something that is coming very soon. Yeah. Thank you.
What about beyond that? So now you've got sensors and safety and comfort. What does your ultimate dream look like for a super duper helmet?
When we create the helmets, we want to create actually entire suits. It's like what Iron does. So we're starting from the helmet because it has the most human interface, interaction, human-machine interactions. Eventually, we want to create the other gears for our customers. But focusing on the helmet itself, we want to make sure that our module can fit into all kind of helmets, not only the motorcycle. We hope it can be also fit into bicycle, industrial helmets, police, military, even the space helmet. And it will come with the built-in broadband communication system, and you will have also the crystal clear, reclinable head-up display, and the camera, dual camera, including the rear view for the 360-degree visibilities. The directional microphone for very precise, high-precision voice commands, even at very noisy and high-speed situations. And also very fast streaming short video and clear audio transmissions. We want this kind of system to be built in all kind of helmets. What is coming in the future is we're going to have the 5G built-in. This is what is coming in the future. We don't want to rely on smartphone anymore. We want the helmet to be functional, and that's the reason we are working with a very big U.S. Chipset company to build this next generation smart helmets solution for our customer.
Okay. Well, very good. Can people order the helmets now online, or how do they get them, or do they have to wait?
We are already shipping the helmets in Taiwan, but unfortunately, those helmets are Asian headphones. They are not for Europeans. And what we're doing right now is a Kickstarter in Indian Go-Go. So we start shipping in hopefully starting from April, but we encounter some problems on the DOT homologations. They require a longer process because this is the first European headphone smart helmet shipped in the United States. So we're officially shipping by June timeframe. And as for the AR model, we will be start shipping by Q4 this year.
Okay, and it's going to be
already ordered from Indiegogo.
Okay, that's great, from Indiegogo. And so first, will it come to Europe and then the U.S., or what's the order in which it will come?
Right now, the largest order comes from U.S. So we will firstly ship to U.S. customer with DOT homologations. Okay,
very good. Well, excellent. So what's the best way for people to get in touch and to ask you questions and talk to you about collaboration?
People can drop me emails, Jeremy at jarvish.com. We welcome any kind of corporations. We are in discussions with new technologies to be integrated into our next generation smart helmets. We also have partners coming to us on the manufacturing side. But we also do a lot of ODMs for different brands. So we are also working with tier one professional motorcycle helmet brands and provide our turnkey smart helmet solution to them. So yes, please contact me at any time.
Okay. Well, very good. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you so much.
You're listening to the Future Tech Podcast with Richard Jacobs. Future technologies such as artificial intelligence, stem cells, 3D printing, gene editing, Bitcoin, blockchain, the microbiome, quantum computing, virtual reality, and exploring space are much closer than you might think. In fact, many early versions of these technologies are in play right now, and the companies that are using these technologies are the focus of this podcast. My goal for you, the listener, is to learn from these podcasts. You may very well learn something that may change the course of your life for the better, steer you towards a new career, or give you insight into addressing a thorny medical problem. Remember, this podcast and its content is informational in nature only. No medical, tax, legal, financial, or psychological advice is being given. If you enjoyed the podcast, please listen, subscribe, like, and tell your friends about it. Thank you.